The fluorescent lights of the interrogation room hum with a sickening, low-frequency buzz, reflecting off the cold metal table where Thomas Vane sits with a composure that defies logic. He doesn't look like a monster. He looks like the man who fixes your porch or waves from his driveway, but as Detective Marcus Thorne slides a single photograph across the table, a haunting image of a shallow grave beneath the weeping willows of Miller's Creek, the air in the room turns sub-zero. Vane doesn't flinch, he doesn't weep, and he doesn't scream his innocence into the recording device. Instead, his lips slowly curl upward into a chilling, symmetrical grin that never reaches his hollow, predatory eyes. This wasn't a nervous tic or a sign of shock, it was the smile of a man who had been playing a long game with human lives, a predator who found the discovery of his crimes to be his crowning achievement. Welcome to Midnight Crime Vault, where tonight we peel back the layers of a domestic nightmare to reveal the face of pure, smiling evil. The story begins in Oak Haven, a town that prided itself on its antique charm and the kind of safety that felt eternal. But in the autumn of 2021, that safety was shattered by an invisible weight in the air. Sarah Jenkins was the heartbeat of her neighborhood, a 24-year-old nursing student with a future as bright as her smile. Yet on a Tuesday evening that seemed entirely ordinary, she vanished into the twilight. Her last communication was a simple text to her mother, "Home in 10." A promise that would go unkept and a sentence that would haunt the Jenkins family for the rest of their lives. As the hours turned into days, the town of Oak Haven transformed from a community of neighbors into a collection of suspects, where every locked door felt insufficient and every shadow looked like a threat. The local police department, small and unequipped for a disappearance of this magnitude, initially treated the case as a potential runaway, but Sarah's parents knew better. They knew that their daughter would never leave her dog behind, never miss a clinical shift at the hospital, and certainly never go silent on her mother. The search effort grew from a few local volunteers to a massive statewide operation, with drones buzzing over the dense Oak Haven canopy and divers plumbing the depths of the murky reservoir. Yet the woods remained silent. Thomas Vane was never the first person the police suspected. He was a meticulous carpenter, a man of quiet habits and steady hands who lived on the outskirts of town in a house he had built himself. He was the man people hired when they wanted something to last forever, never realizing that his obsession with permanence had a much darker application than woodwork. The night Sarah disappeared, the reservoir was shrouded in a heavy mist that muffled sound and vision alike. Security footage from a distant gas station showed a dark SUV idling near the trailhead, a vehicle that moved with a predatory patience, waiting for the perfect moment of isolation. Vane hadn't just stumbled upon Sarah. He had choreographed her end with the precision of a master craftsman, studying her rhythm, her breathing, and the exact second her guard would drop as she adjusted her headphones. He didn't just want a victim. He wanted a masterpiece. In his workshop, beneath the scent of cedar and sawdust, Vane had constructed a hidden chamber, a soundproof void where the laws of the outside world no longer applied. This was his vault, a place where time was measured only by the terror of those trapped within its walls. He had insulated the room with specialized foam used in recording studios, ensuring that no matter how loud the screams became, they would be swallowed by the dark timber of his sanctuary. The investigation that followed was a grueling exercise in frustration, as Vane played the role of the grieving neighbor to perfection, even joining the search parties and handing out water to the volunteers. He was seen at the candlelight vigils, standing in the back with a somber expression that fooled everyone, including the local news crews who interviewed him about the tragedies striking their peaceful town. But Detective Thorne, a man who had spent 20 years staring into the eyes of killers, noticed the small things, the way Vane's hands were unnaturally clean, the way he spoke about Sarah in the past tense before she was ever declared dead, and the subtle flick of satisfaction in his eyes whenever the search teams looked in the wrong direction. Thorne began to dig into Vane's history, discovering a trail of unrelated disappearances in every town Vane had lived in over the last 15 years. There was a pattern of missing women, all of whom shared a similar physical profile to Sarah, and all of whom had vanished near construction sites or renovated homes where Vane had been employed. The breakthrough came from a discarded receipt found in a storm drain, a mundane slip of paper for industrial plastic, quick-dry cement, and a specific type of chemical sedative purchased just 48 hours before the disappearance. It was the crack in the porcelain. During the final interrogation, Thorne stopped asking questions and started telling a story. A fabricated tale of DNA found in Vane's SUV, and a satellite image that supposedly showed him entering the woods at the exact time Sarah went missing. And that is when the mask finally shattered. Vane didn't crumble. He leaned into the light, that infamous, terrifying grin spreading across his face as he whispered, "You're looking in the wrong woods, detective." That single sentence led police to the rural workshop where the floorboards hid a gallery of horrors. They found Sarah, but they also found a trophy room of Polaroids dating back over a decade, each one capturing the final flickering light in the eyes of women who had long been forgotten by the system. He had catalogued their lives in small, velvet-lined boxes, as a watch, a lock of hair, a single earring, as if he were curating a museum of stolen souls. The level of organization was staggering. He had used his carpentry skills to build custom drawers for each victim, labeled with dates and cryptic symbols that only he understood. A digital recorder found in the walls revealed Vane's private thoughts, a chilling monologue where he described death as the only, unchanging art, and himself as the only one brave enough to create it. He spoke about the texture of fear and how it was the most honest emotion a human could feel. The recordings were so disturbing that several officers had to take leaves of absence after processing the evidence. Even now, as he sits behind the bars of a maximum security prison, Vane refuses to give up the locations of the other women in his photos, preferring to keep his secrets like a dragon guarding gold. He treats his knowledge as a form of currency, occasionally bartering a small detail for better prison meals or extra books, but never enough to give the families closure. He spends his days drawing smiling faces on the walls of his cell with whatever materials he can find, a reminder to the guards that while they have his body, he still owns the terror he created.
The psychological profile of Thomas Vane suggests a man with no capacity for empathy, a high-functioning sociopath who viewed people as objects to be manipulated and preserved. The case of Thomas Vane forced the world to realize that evil doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it just stands quietly in the background and waits for you to notice its smile. The families of the missing still wait for answers that may never come, trapped in a limbo created by a man who saw human life as nothing more than raw material for his dark imagination. The town of Oak Haven has never truly recovered. The park where Sarah jogged is now bypassed by many, and the local reservoir, once a place of recreation, is now seen as a graveyard of memories. The legacy of the smiling carpenter serves as a grim reminder that the most dangerous predators are the ones who blend in so perfectly that they become part of the scenery. As the sun sets over Oak Haven today, the town is different. The silence is no longer peaceful, it is heavy with the knowledge of what happened in the woods and what might still be hidden beneath the earth. There are rumors of other hidden chambers Vane might have built in the houses of unsuspecting clients' rooms that current homeowners may be living right next to without ever knowing. Some monsters don't hide in the dark, they smile at you in the light, blending into the fabric of your daily life until it's too late to run. As we close the vault on this chapter of human depravity, we are left with a question that lingers long after the screen goes black. How well do you truly know the people who live right next door? Was that polite nod you received this morning a sign of a good neighbor, or was it the same mask Thomas Vane wore for 10 years? What do you think drove a man like Vane to turn his craftsmanship into a tool for murder? Was there a specific moment his mind broke, or was the smile always waiting there, just beneath the surface? Could there be more trophy rooms hidden in the very foundations of Oak Haven? Let us know your theories and thoughts in the comments below as we navigate these dark waters together. This story is a testament to the victims whose lives were stolen and a warning to those who remain. If this investigation into the smiling predator of Oak Haven gripped you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Midnight Crime Vault to join our community of truth seekers. Turn on the notification bell so you are alerted the moment we open the next file on the world's most mysterious and chilling cases. Our mission is to shine a light into the darkest corners of the human psyche, ensuring that the forgotten or remembered and the monsters are unmasked. Stay vigilant, look closer at the shadows, and remember the most dangerous grin is the one you never saw coming. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next descent into the vault. Don't forget to subscribe and support the channel so we can continue to bring these stories to light. Your engagement helps us keep the vault open. Stay safe out there.